Custom prompts in Novelcrafter. Hello, my name is Avon Lee Dean. Let's start by reading a question that one Novelcrafter user asked. Okay, please be patient with me. I am old, or at least my brain is, LOL. I have a question. I am trying to create a custom Tinker prompt. I clone the system prompt, and I somewhat know how to use the functions, sort of. What I am aiming for is to be able to enter something in the input box that the instructions can work off of. For instance, putting a genre in the input box and the prompt takes that and produces the output based on that genre. Say I want a world building prompt, I put in fantasy into the input box and it creates a fantasy world. Or science fiction, and it gives me a science fiction world, etc. What is the function to read that box? In this tutorial, we will answering this question. Here we have the author which sends prompts to an LLM. LLM stands for Large Language Model and is essentially an AI. And the AI gives back a feedback. Now, the question is how to make this prompt, so that you get the feedback that you want. Well, the traditional way of thinking, is to view the LLM as a program, that you control by sending it instructions. And that is a mistake, because you're thinking that LLM is a program. That was a mistake I made myself, and it took me a while before I saw that it was wrong way. Instead, you have to make a paradigm shift. And that is to look at the LLM, not as a program to be instructed, but instead a human-like brain. And the best way to communicate with the LLM, is in the same way that you would communicate with a human. Okay, before we go on to the hands-on section, I want to say a few things about prompts. Here are the prompts that we have available in Novelcrafter. How many prompts are there? 1, 2, 5, 7. There are in total 7 different prompts. And we can clone each of these prompts and customize them. Now these prompts appear in 2 different sections. The first 5 prompts have to do with plan and writing section. But the last 2 prompts have to be used in the chat section. Now if you go to Novelcrafter Discord, a forum where Novelcrafter is discussed, you will find a channel where people share their prompts. And if you look at those prompts, you will see that they are of certain type. For instance, this one is of type summarization. So it references the number 2 here. This one is of type scene beat, and it references the number 1 here, scene beat completion. The one here is of type replacement. It references one of these 3 prompts here. The last one here is of type workshop chat, so it references one of these 2 prompts. Okay, let's now leave this little interlude and let's go to Novelcrafter and make some experiments with custom prompts. We are inside the browser, inside our Novelcrafter account. Let's go to prompts. Identify the general purpose prompt under the chat. Click on it. And click on instructions. Here you see these instructions for that prompt. Let's clone the prompt. And let's call it list of names. Let's delete everything that is inside here. And we will write the following instructions. You will be given a number called num. List num male names. Okay. Let's now go to chat. And let us select AI. And this time we will select list of names. And we'll choose haiku. In the chat box write num 7, which we hope will inform the AI to associate num with number 7. And send it away. And it responds with 7 male names. But what if I said, set num to 4? Would understand that as well? Well, we are dealing with an AI. If a human is able to interpret it correctly, so will probably the AI. Send it away. Yes, we got 4 names. Let's try some other syntax. Num equals 9. Send it away. It understands that as well. So when you're giving it parameters, you have a choice of different syntaxes. Okay. Now let's try a completely new prompt. We go to Prompts, Chat, General Purpose, Instructions, clone the prompt, and this time we will call it World Builder. Clear the old instructions and enter the following instructions. You will be given a text called genre. Build a genre world. You are free to suggest and fill in key elements yourself. Let's go to Chat. Select AI. And this time we will select World Builder. Haiku. In the prompt box, write genre, fantasy, within quotes, and send it away. And here we have a fantasy world. Pause the video if you want to read it. Okay, let's try with some other genre. Write genre, sci-fi, within quotes. Send it away. And here is our sci-fi world. Pause the video if you want to read it. Let's now go back. Now I want to take the opportunity to discuss one of these prompts which is lesser known, and it is this prompt which is called Scene Beats from Summary. What is it, and when do you use it? The Scene Beat from Summary prompt is only used in chat. You cannot use it in the plan and writing section. It's meant to help people that don't write their own beats to start going. You still have to copy the beats from the chat, and paste them into the scene beat box in the plan and writing section. Let's now look in the instructions of the scene beats from summary. We will find this text that controls what the prompt does. It says that whenever you're given a chapter or a scene summary, develop a list of 12 highly detailed scene beats. That means that you as input give it a summary of your chapter, or of your scene. And as an output you get a list of 12 beats that you can then copy and use in the scene beat, in the writing section. What we now would like to do is to take this prompt, make a clone of it, and change the prompt instructions. So instead of just giving it a chapter or scene summary, we want to give it more parameters. Here is an example. As input we will give a summary, with a tag called summary in capital letters. We will also input how many parts we want, and tag that as num_parts. And also the size of each element in the produced list. How many words each element should have. We will change the prompt to look like this. You will be given a text called summary, a number called num_parts and a number called size. Your task is to develop a list of num_parts highly detailed scene beats from the summary. Make each element of the list more than size words. As output we will get a list, And this time it is 5 elements instead of 12. And each element will have a length of about 200 words. Okay, let's now go to Novelcrafter, and see how this works in practice. We are back in our browser. Let's go to Prompts. Identify scene beats from summary. And click on it. Go to Instructions. And make a clone. And we'll call this My Beats. Now identify the instruction where 12 highly detailed scene beats is mentioned. Change it to the following instruction. You will be given a text called Summary, a number called Num Parts and a number called Size. Your task is to develop a list of Num Parts highly detailed scene beats from the summary. Make each element of the list more than size words. Observe that this prompt accepts 3 parameters. Summary, which is a text. Num Parts, which is a number. And Size, which is also a number. Go now to the chat. And select AI. Choose My Beat. Haiku. In the chat box write Summary, colon. And now enter a text that you want to write beats for. In my case, I will take the following text, which is a scene summary from a novel I'm writing. I will set the number of parts to 5. By writing Num Parts, colon, 5. And I will set the size to 200. By writing Size, colon, 200. Okay, send this away. And here we have our 5 parts. And if you want to read it, pause video. Otherwise, let's summarize. Okay, so here is a summary. We can, as our input, give as many parameters as we want. And we can use those parameters in our custom prompt. And so we can control in great detail what the output will look like. Okay, that's everything for this tutorial. Thank you for watching.